Hi, Dane here from STI Group to show you how to assemble the Captain Morgan floor display unit. Firstly, I'll show you what should be in your shipper pack to construct this unit. First, you'll have a header card with a side shrouds, one of those. You'll have 3 brown shelves shown here, 1, 2, and 3. You'll also have a base skirt, one of those. You will also have a partition set, 2 to make 1 set. And you will lastly have the tower main unit, which will be supplied like this. So we start with the main tower unit to assemble the display. The first stage is to fold the side panels back in on themselves. So you can see the first one's done. You'll have locking positions in the tower. Pull those 90 degrees and they will lock into place. And at the top you'll have 2 top flaps to fold back in on themselves to lock also into the side of the towers, shown like so. And repeat the process on the other side. So next stage is to assemble the shelves into the tower units. So getting your flat shelf, you first fold the rear part of the unit back in on itself to expose these 2 tabs. They will be used to lock into the unit, and then what you do is you roll fold the 2 parts with the side locking mechanisms back in on itself, and that will be your complete shelf folded. To best start assembling the unit is to start from the base of the unit and work yourself up. So starting with the bottom shelf to locate it into place, making sure that the rear slots are positioned at the back of the unit. Lift up the side flaps on the tower, slide in underneath, lock in the flap, and there's a thumb tab to pull out to slide the attachment into the unit, and that will just slide down just like that. Then you repeat the same process on the other side, making sure that you locate the tab into the hole provided, push in, and that should then firmly push down on the shelf, lock in the side flaps, and then ensure that the 2 rear tabs are located into the slots provided. And just showing you that the tabs show through on the reverse of the tower, so that holds the shelf into position. The process for the remaining 2 shelves, again folding the reverse part of the shelf first and then rolling underneath the flat part that locks into the side of the tower. Again ensuring that the rear tabs are focused at the back of the unit. So we locate the side tabs into the unit by lifting up the side flap, ensuring that that position's in place, and it's best to make sure that the shelf is on an angle, and then pull the side of the unit out, and that'll allow you to slot the tab in easier. Then you repeat the process on the other side by ensuring that you lift it up, push and slot in the tab, again pulling out the side of the unit a little bit to help maneuver the shelf into position. Then with both hands, push down, make sure that the 2 tabs at the back are positioned or aligned with the back of the unit, and just again push that back, and then focusing on making sure that the side flaps are pushed back into place. We then move to the top shelf, making sure that the tabs are at the back of the unit. We then position it back into the tower again, ensuring that you slightly lift the surface of the tower outwards, and that will locate. And then we repeat the process on the other side. Pushing down, holding in. The main tower is now constructed. So moving on to the second stage, which is putting the partitions into the bottom of the tower. This is simply done by interlocking the two partitions in a cross position. So you can see, we then slightly lift up the tower to slot in underneath, like so. That will add as a strengthener for the bottom shelf for all the weight. We then move on to the front of the tower, pre-folding the sides and back, as these will interlock into the tower itself. What we do is we create a 3D form, and that is done by locking in the top with the tab, and then you repeat the process below. And just make sure that they're located and push in. We then push the top of the back of the unit forward to position underneath. Just might need a bit of persuasion to sit at a 90-degree angle. This will form the panel for the tower, base panel. There are two tabs on each side. These will be locked into the bottom of the tower. And it's a slide and lock process. So what we do is we position both locks in the corresponding hole positions. Again, on the other side, push back against the unit, and then these will just simply slide and lock down into position. There you go. Lastly, we have the header card. We make sure that we locate the top header part into the unit. This will be slid down, and there are two locking positions on the side. Make sure that we have those in position correctly. And then with the side panel, we bring this forward, and it is simply locked into the side of the unit, just there. And again, we repeat the process on the other side. Lastly, you will have 3 data strips to affix to the shelves. So what there is there's double-sided tape with a protective layer on top. What we do is you first remove the protective film, starting from one edge, peeling off, and then we place on the edge of the shelf and make sure that you push on the data strip to ensure that the double-sided tape adheres to the shelf. And then we repeat this process for the remaining 2 shelves. Again, making sure that you locate the data strip to the edge of the unit. Again, pressing firmly to ensure that it's got appropriate pressure to hold the double-sided tape to the shelf. And the last piece. And there we go. Completed floor display unit for Captain Morgan.